one that potentially Liquid threw away in many of those occasions. Someone certainly battled back, but they didn't have this extra level of depth to them that we wanted to see.
You know, one of the things between these two teams that you're not used to saying, though, is like less depth, right? When you look at the agent comps for these players and how deep the pool goes, it's damn strong. Some of the best that we see. And I think for SUMN, I'll have to go after this event and actually have a look at pure numbers on how many different comps they've actually played. Now, of course, listen, the first thing I need to say right away is you guys are seeing Yoru from Mo, not allowed. And if you're watching North America, watching the quals for VCT, you'll say, hey, but what do you mean it's not allowed? Right? Yoru is being played over there, of course, but the qualifiers for this took place before Yoru was in competitive play. So obviously, it makes sense that if you start on a certain patch, you finish on it. Now, whilst we can't change the patch, we can just tell people not to play Yoru, which is what we're doing here. But once Yoru comes in, I think SUMN FC are going to deepen their pool even further, potentially, and we could see them playing him as well. I think they might be the team in Europe that plays the most varied compositions, and that's including G2, who've come in with no flashes, Liquid, who've come in with no smokes before. Like, we've had some wild comps, but they just don't seem to change as much as SUMN's.
Now, I was giving you one stat, right? I was saying about the headshot percentage for Scream when it was coming into the other maps. So Bind, he was at 20%. When it came to Iceboxes, 32%. I told you he loves some Haven. 46% headshot with a Phantom. With a Phantom.
Not bad, is it? Not bad at all.
That's pretty strong, mate. That's pretty strong.
Especially Haven. You know, there are some angles on Haven where you can force the 15-meter fight, but a lot of them you're going to be taking are long range. So I guess that's where his ult comes into play. Oh, Mo, he gets out in time. He's already bunny hopping to start the round off. Now, the wall that he's put down, obviously, we have to mention that we have a Viper, but it's not a Mystic. I didn't even notice that in the agent selection. What's going on there? He's the B defender over here in the form of Mo. And the wall's to block off mid, but he's forced into a fight right away. And even if the Snakebite helped him out massively in that initial fight, they couldn't help him secure the site. So his teammates are going to have to pick up the slack now in a 4v4.
Easily dealing away with the turret, not going to take any damage. Perfectly played around the smoke for Boaster. But Liquid, they're looking to bide themselves some time. No one from SUMN is actually trying to get on the flank with them. They're just taking a more forward position here at mid. But it quietens down a little bit. But Liquid could gear themselves up still to re-hit B, maybe catch some of the SUMN players out of position. But for now, they're sticking to their guns.
You know, after the damage done by Mo, I don't think it was a terrible start. Oh, we need Doma to follow through. No nade to play with, but headshot delivered. Solkus was low anyways, so they'll take that trade over on the Liquid side. Problem is their breach now is so low. Right click from Boaster not landing, and Cryptix quickly pre-fires him. This is getting dangerous now with Chak having his turret destroyed. That actually could have finished off Eccles, who's playing the breach up close. Mystic is spotted coming behind, so now all the information to play with for Team Liquid, but Chak seems to suspect that there's going to be someone close, gets the paranoia put through, but it hasn't quite hit Eccles, who's in prime position to take them down. They're not clearing it, and Eccles executes Chak from the side and pretty much confirms this round now. Mystic is so low, this is looking like it's nigh on unwinnable. And it certainly is with that shot.
Sometimes it just goes that way for him.
Well,
no, it's all about what Liquid can do on this round. They're now going for this 5 Spectre. We've seen this a couple of times now. That's how they want to be playing it from here. We're not seeing the kind of what became usual to the end of 2020, which was 2 to 3 Spectres and then a Ghost. Maybe someone throw a Stinger in there, but trying to hold on to a bit of money or save up early on. That's less in play this time, but we're seeing this. Someone toyed us with this last time, the Bucky special. Now they've actually committed to it, Mitch.
They have, full committed, and an interesting skin at that as well. It's one of the nicer Bucky skins because it's so different. But I love it. You know, I know certain leagues don't, but the Bucky, it's viable, it works, and it's frustrating to play against. There's an opening with it, and now Liquid are going, whoa, 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 hold on. One guy's got a Bucky. We need to take our time on this one. Take it nice and slow.
Well, some people would say that Bucky shouldn't be added to professional play, but these guys are about to show us why it could and might end up working. Boaster trying to play off the smoke, waiting for someone to potentially push through. He can hear what's going on around him, but for the moment, Liquid are just distracting them. looking to fall back elsewhere. And Split, it offers so many close angled fights. And that's why you'll see Liquid now go towards A, which is a bit more open. Less opportunity for these Buckies to deal some serious damage, but they've got to be careful still. Oh, he misses the first shot with it. And they're backing away. They're not going close range to it. They don't want to deal with it. How many Bucky shots does it take to kill a turret? We're about to find out. But Boaster, he's looking to land some key Bucky kills. The flash comes on through. Oh, Chucky was saved by Mystic. They're getting it done. The Buckies are pulling it off, and Mystic gets a 3K with it.
Well, good luck getting into the pro divisions there, SUMN FC, but of course, some people are so mad with the Bucky that they won't even allow it to be used in their leagues. But those noobs can look somewhere else, because this is pure Valorant. Guns in the game, and they use it to the fullest extent of its ability. Mystic showing us that even though he's not on the Viper, he can still capture my heart. And if you're 1-1 with SUMN FC at this point and your team Liquid, you're not feeling happy about how you lost that previous round. So to hell with it, you say. We're taking the Stinger by. The one I talked about in the previous map that we didn't see Liquid go for, but this time it's a little bit more viable when you can force those close range fights. We'll see exactly what they can do with it. Scream, the point man in middle, but he's all by his lonesome. That nade from Doma gonna push him back a little bit, delay some time, but it won't do too much in terms of damage as the rest of the team blitzes onto B. Boaster full blind, but it's returned. Luckily though, Solkis is able to survive. Excuse me, long enough to take the kill and put it into a 5v3.
Spike planted.
It's the force up into force up. Bucky power came out of SUMN. But that might be all they have in this, because it's a 3v5 now. Chak trying to get some information using the turret. The smoke's going to delay the opportunity for that. He's waiting for someone to try and give him something to work with here. No one's actually on the bombs, but what? Link just catches the rough end of the stick there. Boma's still trying to fight it out, but there's too many Liquid players alive. And they will grab themselves the second. Do SUMN really want to try maybe force up again in this? Do they want to play some Magic? Oh, they've actually got, they've got a full buy set of money in here. Wow, okay.
All the cash, man. I mean, that's on the back of the Bucky play, right? Not a round they should have won, really, in terms of the economy invested. And when you win one like that, it gives you a nice, healthy little boost. Or SUMN. Well, I mean, everyone's got weapons except for Boaster. He's got the weapon that won them around, so it's feasible. Considering where he's playing as well, he'll just be holding rope room. I like the wall that's going down from Mo. And really just replacing in a sentinel, but without having to really play one himself, allowing Killjoy to hold down over towards the A side in Heaven, which is where he's currently being, or she's currently being used, I suppose. Flank down, Flash, Mystic, not going to be able to find anyone off of it, and they must know there's players in the side, but Solka sees the barrel, catches the first, a second as well coming in. It's Eccles this time, swinging in to trade the flashes. Solkis has just been hit by 7 flashes. He can't see a damn thing, his retina's burned, and Doma swings out to look for something, catches one, nade on backside, pushed a player out of position, but as Cryptix gets back in, it's easy peasy. Boaster, never gonna happen. There's 3 players bottom ramp. It was GG from the second he swung on that angle. And 3-1 we go. A quick answer back by Team Liquid, and some great upgrades for them, now sitting pretty on credits and pretty on rounds for the attack side of Split. One thing I don't think we've mentioned today, actually, Banks, every time we've wanted to, or every time I've thought of it, something crazy has happened when we've been looking at Split, is that obviously this map had recent changes, which has made it much more approachable to an attacking side. So if you're Team Liquid right now, 3 rounds is good, it's great, especially the context of how they got here. They should be getting 4 on the board, but there's actually more weight on their shoulders than there would have been, say, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and there's a lot more of these spots when you're on the attacking side that you can defend yourself in on the side. I think there's some that are a bit more advantageous now in terms of where you want to give yourself cover with. But I definitely feel like they've got better options on after plants now, for sure. Oh, Cryptic, he's been locked down real early on. No one's directly with him yet. Boaster wants to go further forward, but the turret's going to force him away. He doesn't have the weaponry to deal with this at all, and he's just going to sit outside of it. Oh, no, he didn't work that off too well at all. I don't think he meant to do that. I thought he had a second or so to play with. So Eccles will easily get the kill. We're just 3 players alive, and the weaponry they have, I don't fancy SUMN FC's chances in this one. Chak's going to try and do some extra damage towards them. The rest of his team will need to go along with him. Soulcast right on the edge of the smoke, but the paranoia is going to confuse him for a moment. Scream still able to deal with it, and that'll be the round had for him. They push up into Dome, and he will at least get 1 kill. But overall, that was pretty comfortable for Team Liquid.
Yeah, little consolation really finding the 2 frags that they did, but I suppose with a weaker buy, you can look at it with a little bit of a smile. Liquid got away with a very fast push onto the A site last time. With a Killjoy playing here, that's not really what you want to see happen. I mean, it was a couple of seconds from the moment they showed themselves till there were 4 of them on the A site, having pushed SUMN completely out of position. Now we're going to see that turret be relocated. I mentioned last time how it was playing up in heaven, and it was covering for the crossover for anyone peeking up there or coming through ropes late, which Boaster was kind of double watching for the mid play. But now you're seeing it much more site-centered, and that's based off of the very fast play that Liquid had in the past. Now for Scream, moving up towards the top of ramp, dashing straight across so they don't have to waste any utility initially. No smoke or anything to go for that early peek in case of something like an op. Now they've spotted out 1, but they have no idea about the Killjoy. So Solcus is caught off guard. Even though damage is done to Mystic, he's still able for another. And now it's a 2-man advantage for the defenders of SUMN FC. Liquid have lost every foothold they had on this A site, and the remaining 3 players are left considering whether they should even go for this.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to work out perfectly for Liquid. But instead, there was more players on the site than they ever expected. Okay, Mystic's a little bit low. They can try and work in. But look how many corners they need to check for this. The setup is so strong from SUMN to defend the site. Chat gets flashed out behind Scream, but he's got the cover he needs. Even though still goes for the fight. Mystic's there to back him up. It's 25 health and a Dream. That Dream is staying alive and still getting these kills, but Link, he has other ideas. He wants to turn this in favor of Liquid.
30 seconds
He may be low himself, but they're in a really good spot now. Spike can get planted, and it's up to SUMN to try and play on the retake. The ult's going to be committed. They're all going to be thrown off their feet for now, and Mo's just playing from up above. The ult committed. Oh, he gets put down, and Link headshots doubled up from up above, and he was ready for it.
Well, that was a quick conclusion. I saw Mo was a little bit late on the snake bite, but a good attempt still to push the player out of position and put him into elbow. Once they knew he was there, you have the attempt of jumping out with the ultimate, which was quite clearly going towards elbow, where it could have been a free kill. But that position down below completely saves the round. Massive play. Now 5-1 for Team Liquid. That's a round that was close, but went in their pocket ultimately, putting them up against yet another full bookie buy. Really, something we do not have the pleasure of seeing all too often. But I'm surprised, and something we've said for quite a while, you know, this purchase is perfectly viable. In fact, yes. I would go even further and say that it's been underutilized for the longest of times, and with the new split, it's even more viable. The angle that Mo is holding right now, he's just used a frenzy. They think this man's got a frenzy in his hands, so it's even easier to clear him out. They know he's crossed over, but they have no idea what's waiting for them on the other side of this smoke.
Mo's going to try and play it smart as long as possible. And you see this garage entrance has been widened just a little bit. Oh, damage being done by the Buckies once again. Not like this, Liquid. You're winning the difficult rounds, and you're being hurt badly when it comes to the Bucky rounds. Most are too far away to really get the damage he needed onto Cryptics. Dome is still around the side, but he's easily able to deal away with him. 3v2. They've not been able to upgrade their weapons just yet.
30
he
seconds
pings the
left.
Phantom down below, and Liquid still want to try and go for B. They're being cautious, they're not making much noise, but it's a... Oh my god! Nearly going for the next. Link is on 2 health, and the Buckies are working out once again. All it will take is a gust of wind to blow Link down to his death. Instead, it's another Bucky shot, but Mystic hits perfectly. And you call it a thrifty, well, I'm going to call it the Bucky power play, because that's what someone has shown us twice.
This is just insane. 2 out of 2 for the Buckies. And in fact...
Don't buy real weapons, mate. At this point, it just
what do you
doesn't
mean,
matter.
Don't buy real weapons? Hell, the Bucky's the only real weapon. That is disgusting, man. If you're Liquid, you've lost all of the rounds you've lost of being to a 5-man Bucky buy. Jeez, that's something. That's something I didn't expect to say.
Do you think Bose is just... His plan is to put a team on full tilt? Or make them play him at his own game?
I mean, if he wanted to do that, they'd still have bookies. Full bookies again. Go for it. Liquid, they're spread out, but they're trying to find an opening with Scream again. In the terms was he's trying to crowbar open around, and that's not the way to do it. Backs off at just the wrong time after the boombot came through. He knows there's a TP, but he doesn't know that there's so many players here. Takes down Chak. Easy peasy. There's the turret gone. He's down to 70 HP. But with that trade, with the ultimate still online, with all 5 knives to play with, it's going to be more than happy. You see how much more willing players are to take control of ropes like that now that they don't have to go into a 50-50 angle, now that they know that you can clear left and then swing on the right side. Mid has become so much harder to hold as a defender, but I like Mystic's approach, playing down below. They're not going to flash it, they're going to just swing, and it works perfectly for Eccles.
Mystic wasn't ready for that one. And now Liquid do have the advantage. Boaster's going to be sitting back behind screens, waiting for them to push onto the site. He doesn't have his flashes to play with here. He doesn't have the support of his team just yet. Footsteps are being made, but kills are going to be found. Instantly the refrag comes in, where Liquid can now sit pretty once again. It's all about holding it on for this one though, because the money is not great for SUMN. They've not been able to chain rounds together, and that will start to affect him in a big way.
Dome is just 2 away from his ult. If he can find 2 kills, as tough as that could be, the ultimate could come out, but I think that might even just seal the round as it is. That's going to buy so much time for the attackers that getting back in there is next to impossible.
Oh, you're not allowing Doma to save that one. Scream making the most of the knives. Once he's popped him, he wants to make sure he can spend them. Mo will be comfortable to save, but it is going to be a 6th attacking round now for Liquid. Someone do keep the 100% Bucky record, though, for all the rounds they've won. It's a positive, I guess.
Best Bucky record in Tier 1 European Valorant. There you go. Also, the only ones to do that in Tier 1 European Valorant, but it is what it is. You'll take a world record if you can get, well, a European record if you can get one.
Boaster is on a Bucky again. I want to know where he's playing. Observers, please show me where Boaster is going to be playing when he's got the Bucky and everyone else's guns.
He has been in Rope Room, or at least he was Rope Room last time, but this time it's a supportive role outside of A, so he's going to try to flash his teammates through, go for the ult orb, or possibly just allow one of his teammates to get the ult orb. No, because both of those teammates already have their ults up online, so he'll grab that for himself, hold up close to the smoke. This isn't a bad strat, considering Killjoy is looking for range, but the execute's going to come in towards the B site. Nade timing a little bit off. Mo looked like he had a Quake gun model for a second. That spam through the wall, almost catches SUMN. Look at the snake bites. They completely have put a halt to this push.
Great use of the Viper for now. But Mo has fallen down the back of the site. B is the spot for contention for now. A Mystic playing on the edge of the smoke. Little does he know the players are real close. Oh, but Soulcast doesn't go for the spike plant. Wants to create some more space, and instead he goes down. Mystic is still fighting, and he's getting all the kills that SUMN need. Beautiful stuff, and he can just teleport away. Boaster's on the flank. He's got the Bucky still for sure, but he does also have the pistol in hand. Oh, they're going to run straight into him.
God.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Poor Boaster.
He knew they were going to push him, but he thought they were hiding in the corner, so the idea of the flash was to allow his teammates to peek, but it ultimately cost him what would have been a free kill. That's a shame. Look at these nano swarms going out again and again. 25 seconds. Mystic has no choice but to push towards the site because he has to pick up that spike, and he's just about made it away. Now TPing on A, and a plant will come through. Oh, this round has been so huge. Another TP, a counter, and Link has to be cautious. He has to be careful, but he's just sticking at the balls on this man, and it's going to work out. It was pretty much his only option to win the round. Oh, he fakes out the TP. They might now think he's underneath if it wasn't being checked by Mystic, who's already on a 4K pursuing the ace. His teammate peeks, and Chap was 1 HP, but he gets away with it. He survives, not even a bullet connected. For 3 for SUMN, and the first round they've gotten with actual weapons in their hands, without the bookies. That's one hell of a round, because it actually starts out very badly. Mo in the backside, he delays the push, but he got wall banged to death. That teleport by Mystic was the biggest bait I've ever seen. He TPs with his teammate, I think it was Chak, right, who was watching it, ready for the peek to come through, because they knew as soon as you hear that teleport, this guy's TPing into spawn, and you think, oh, this is a free kill. This is easy. But then you peek. His teammate's already looking at you. He pulls his gun out, kills you. Mystic's doing well on this Omen.
He really had the confidence in that round, and now it's all about SUMN trying to capitalize here, though. Again, they've had one round, then they've been reset. One round, reset. They need to try and get a couple of consecutive rounds together and fight back up into it. Mo giving the little jump spot for as soon as a player does go up. Needs to make sure the timing's on his side. Headshot has been seen. A Boaster's there to help him out as well. Just in the nick of time, the communication is on point. Oh, and Mo is ready for it. Liquid destroyed for now, but Eccles, he swings round to find Boaster completely unaware, but they might not check Mystic now. And he starts off with the first. The spray continues, but Cryptics, he's able to free frag it out. Liquid will now make their way towards the A site, which is still actually defended here. It's not an easy site for them to push into, and Doma is sat down below. One corner gets checked. The blast back comes in, the nade is going out, but the ult is going to be committed as well. Doma trying to make it happen, it's the double raise ult! They take each other down, but now Cryptics is all alone. Was it a trade that was all for nothing? Cryptics needs to make some real powerful play come in. He's working his way around. He wants to play the guessing game. Doma types in Quake mode, and that's certainly what it looked like. A rocket launcher, showstoppers firing off. Swarm grenade goes out, and the alarm bot's also triggered. Cryptics is playing mind games with him. Straight up into the fight. He gets one, but Mo is too quick on the second. Plenty of time for the defuse, and finally, 2 rounds posted together for SUMN FC.
Nice stuff by SUMN. Back-to-back non-bookie rounds. That's what we like to see. That's what we were waiting for. And on the defensive side, as we said, it can be a struggle. It can be tough to really get your teeth into the game. 13 kills on Mystic. This guy is on fire. Maybe taking him off the Viper. No, I'm not even going to finish that thought. I always want to see Mystic on the Viper. I love it. But Mo, well, he's stealing my heart a little bit as well. I think he's gotten pretty unlucky on those B pushes, though. Like, they're punishing him heavily when he makes that kind of play. Or whenever they push towards that side, I should say. He's changed up his wall, though. This time, allowing the wall to be right where the Killjoy utility is. This is really interesting. So you can block them off, and as they push through, just wreck them with nanoswarms, decays, and everything. And alarm bots as well. It's disgusting. A weaker buy, though. And you can see it in the hands of Boaster. No bookie. He's gone for the Spectre. It's even more expensive. Why would you invest in that? Terrible weapon. But all jokes aside, look at Mo's position. This is cheeky. Good range as well for the Phantom, but he misses the opening shot. Down goes the Snake Bite, and down goes Mo, playing on the site now. They're in a little bit of trouble. Boaster's trying to distract from behind and slow down that push, but with a minute on the clock, Liquid have got plenty to play with.
Getting this B-side control over and over again. The push comes on in. They start to bust their way, but no kills found just yet. Liquid still defensive. Oh, Mo still getting away with that kill on the screen. He just about stayed alive and then was able to bounce back out of it. Boaster might be able to force some aggression in here, push it on forward, but he's found by Eccles. With no spike going down just yet, Liquid had to take these fights. And so far, they're managing to win it. Eccles' flash has come up huge, and he pokes out into Mystic. Forced his teammate away, and now Doma is all alone. Oh, that new box being placed there as well. That literally saved them, but that nade is going to force them off the position again. They're running out of time. If Doma can delay it one more, it could be huge. And he hits the headshot onto Solcas. He expects a flank coming round to him. But it's not coming through just yet. These last 2 players are low. Doma has got the opportunity of a lifetime. He's still got 2 blast packs to play with as well. Slowly going down the ropes. He's got to check all the corners, all the angles. Might see the gun. Oh no, he's been spotted. Cryptics had a look at him, and they're going to be able to ring around him. Nobody's going for it just yet. Oh! What is that? Absolute madman. They had him. They knew exactly where he was, and they let it slip away. He blast packs while shooting and takes them both down. Give me that in a slow-mo, baby.
Last round before the switch.
That was just complete filth. They were both low, at least, and he spotted out the breach, heard the step of Mystic, and this is just filthy. It shouldn't have worked, but it's so hard to track a player like that. You don't expect that kind of movement. Who was it that said Quake mode earlier on? Because that right there was Quake mode. That was a rocket jump. Rocket boost, whatever you want to call it. Disgusting. Oh my god.
I was like, Team Liquid played it so well, right? They saw him, didn't go for the kill, gave the information over. And then Doma, he starts flying. He makes full use of the raise. And now SUMN, they're just going for it. They're just hungry for it. Soulcast firing back, does manage to get Doma through the smoke. They still have to be careful here. It's the last round of the half. A lot can be committed. Mystic, poach through the right timing. Oh no! Everything back and forth. This is so chaotic. It's so awkward. It's only Scream alive. Certainly a man that can do a lot here. If he gets one kill, he can get his knives. He's got the spike to play with as well. He may try to go all the way around them. Oh, this is huge.
Massive flank.
They're starting to go already over to B. Look, they've taken the ropes.
The thing is, where does Scream go?
Scream goes to B, and they're already going to... Oh, this is wild.
Well, this is it. If he goes into heaven, he'll see that they're not here anymore. He'll either then think they're gone down ramp, in which case he goes ropes, or that they have rotated to B because he's taken so long. But they're not even rotating B. They're holding rope control and splitting up back through the attacking spawn. There is no way Scream predicts this. The question is, which side does he decide on? And as he shift walks towards A with so little time, that decision is already made. It has to be A. Both players close by and ready to react. 13 seconds left. The plant is almost going to have to be stuck, and indeed he will stick it as he goes for the back of the site. Now they're pushing forward. The stun perfectly landing. Although the plant goes in, they know where he is. They know he can't have pushed to the right side. They can see Elbow, and they're just both ready for this peek to come through, both holding the angle. Scream looked like he was going to step out into it. He has his ultimate, but he's not going to pull it off. If he finds a kill, he's got his dash already back up, and he couldn't get the dash out in time because chap just swings and instantly takes the kill. A good trade, and a good trade out in rounds as they both finish 6-6.
Getting that feeling once again, Mitch, that these two teams just evenly matched.
Switching sides.
Inside my bones. It goes electric, baby. Excuse me. Yeah, no, me too. It's a very close game, a series in general. But SUMN FC, remember, this map has seen a little bit of a buff for attackers. So they've got to be feeling pretty good about themselves if they're coming out with a 6-6.
Especially with two of those rounds being Bucky power rounds. The magic being pulled off. But so many of these rounds were incredibly close. Right to the wire. This one again. Oh, it's just... It's so dirty. It's so naughty.
Oh, don't want to watch it.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Get it off my screens. I can't take much more of that. That was disgusting. One of the better plays we've seen in those 1v2s. Of course, if both players weren't low, it never would have happened. So in those situations, it's like in that post-game interview when the quarterback goes, you know, it's a whole team effort. Everybody really gave their all. But that is true, right? Like, without his teammates putting those players low, that he just looks like a psycho. He swings out and gets killed. But because they were so low, the spray transfer was easy. So really everything came together for that to happen. So at 6-6, we start out the second half. A tied-up game, but SUMN FC now on the attacking side that on paper should be better for them. Should be better for both teams, really. We'll see how things are going to work out and transpire. Jack almost giving some lineups away. Oh, the observers want to give you a free tutorial. Let's see. So go over into this corner. Look up here. What's it? What? I wonder what the lineup is. There's always a piece of UI or something.
Exactly what part that is, yeah.
So yeah, there's like, you can look at the UI, the abilities where they are, like they always line up with a texture of some sort. And this is a nice one going up into heaven. It's going to just block off the Raptors peak right outside the smoke. That's a very well rehearsed and well drilled one, but the paranoia slows down the plan completely.
Almost started off with the opening kill. They've ramsacked this B-bomb site. Scream's doing his best to fire off some shots, but Doma throws back some of his own. And now Eccles, he's all alone. Up in the tower, and he gets a headshot. But can he get some more? 3 more players to find, and 2 are low. This is not impossible. But already the flank, and Eccles, he's well aware. 1 tap and a dream, and he's still got this flash to play with. Breach is sat behind the box. And Eccles is being careful. He's checking it all out. And Mo, well, look how far he's run away. These lineups are here for days. On the side of SUMN. And Eccles, he hasn't got a hope in hell's chance. They're one step ahead of him. And that's
Last
a wall.
player standing.
Eccles still getting the kills.
Doesn't matter.
There we go.
Time's gone and he's dead. In the end, everyone was doomed to die. It's, I don't know my Shakespeare. It happens in one of them. I don't know. I can't spoil TV shows people give out, but I feel like with Shakespeare, if I knew it, you can spoil that. You know, if you're 800 years behind on your plays, well, it's not my problem.
It'd be pretty impressive if someone was 800 years behind.
It would. It would. You know, you're way behind. You gotta listen up in English class. God, I used to hate those plays. But 7-6 is where we go, and I'm enjoying the plays that are coming out from SUMN FC. I don't think we'll see any 5 Bucky plays on this.
Whoa!
Oh my! The one taps the Sheriff and the perfect range, standing exactly where he can hit that beautiful 150 plus headshot and get away with the dash. I love it. It's exactly how you want to use a jet with a Sheriff on a round like this. But Solkis, oh, he's giving them some of their own medicine. Chug it down, boys. Here comes the Bookie. The nade a little bit late and delayed. And so Dome is able to get on up there and grab a frag. Nade goes through onto Scream, who doesn't have dash anymore. And whoa, he just tanks it. He runs back in. Eccles shutting it down with the Bookie. And SUMN FC, they've just been punished and outplayed at their own game.
This could be a new meta. Doma says, nerf please, Riot. Eccles says, really please. So, even the players want the Bucky to have a hard hit on it because it seems to work really well on Split.
But I think that's the thing about Split. This is why jet operators work so much on this map, because exactly as you saw Scream do with Sheriff instead of with an op, you can get yourself even into a position where it's a very tight, narrow angle. You take the shot and you're out of there. You're dashing away. That's why the Bookies are working as well for the same principle, but without the dash. Oh no! Cryptic's perfect timing on the Doma. That's unfortunate.
Still, that turret's just doing a ton of damage. No one dealt with it. And Soul Clash for the rest of the cleanup duty. And we've got to really reference this again, right, Mitch? SUMN was the pick, or sorry, Haven was the pick of SUMN, and they only just about won that through the overtime. Very convincing in overtime for sure, but now this is Liquid's pick before we get to a potential decider in Ascent.
Indeed, Liquid's pick, but as I said before, when you get to the 4th map, in a 5-map pool, you know, you're pretty far down the pecking order at that point. It's not like you're pulling it out of your pocket as the map that you're going to win. It's always a little bit tougher in that regard. Now, notice at the very start of this round, immediately there's a fault line going down for outside of A, but nobody peeks it. It's not like they were pushing up on the back of that. That's just faking out control and trying to posture and make your enemies a little bit more worried about that angle. Scream. That's not the kind of fight you want to lose. The Sheriff able to win the duel. Doma turns to at least decrease the amount of time he'll be blind as hell for. Destroys the blast pack, looks for the frag, but he's not getting it this time. He took down Scream, but Eccles is where they draw the line. And a 4v3 emerges with SUMN FC seeming to go for the A side take. At least that's what they want for now. But they have an option to split down in through Rope Room. Solkis won't even let them through the doorway.
I'll say one thing. Across this entire series, we've had a lot of Doma versus Scream action. Scream, definitely, right? Insane headshot percentage, crazy good player. But Doma definitely has no fear going to take these challenges.
Doma's my boy from Fortnite as well, right? He's the ex-Fortnite player on the roster.
You said he's your boy, you should know.
My boy, my man. Well, I'm pretty sure. I just always doubt myself. I have no self-confidence, Banks. You should know
30
this.
seconds left.
But no, I'm pretty sure Doma comes from Fortnite.
You're an amazing human being.
One
You're the
enemy
best
remaining.
analyst in Valorant.
You would say that. But no, that's
No bias. No bias.
no bias at all. But this is the thing. You know, coming from Fortnite, that was somewhere that I said getting into this game. It was them and PUBG Mobile, but only one turned out to be true. That you've got to do so many things, man. And I think in Fortnite especially, there's as much as people like to laugh at it, it's so mechanically challenging that you've got to be fast. Your brain is going to operate on a plane of existence that I can't even comprehend. So when you come to Valorant, when you come to other FPS titles, it's somewhere that skill is definitely transferable. Unlike Overwatch. No, I'm kidding. I love you. Hip's going to be texting me after this. Stop it, man. I'm just kidding. It's all for fun, all for the giggles. But yeah, I think Fortnite players, other than Counter-Strike, the players that seem to be able to rival that level of individual skill and prowess seem to be from Fortnite for the most part. He's got the goat skin as well, the Reaver. I've been waiting for that to come into my shop for how long now? Like a month and a half? I think I've had every other skin.
It's always the way. The one you want takes ages to come. I wait for the Prime.
You bought it in beta and then didn't get it in this, yeah.
Exactly.
I remember.
Rip me.
Now you gotta wait.
Satchel out.
Oh. We're hearing satchels. I thought that was actually from the B site. It was going to be like a straight mid push for no reason with no information and no backup. That got me excited. But Sulcus, he's playing a smart game. He's not going crazy.
30 seconds left.
Soulcast has to fire it off. It won't connect. And now Dome was going to bring up one of his own. Oh, the ult coming up, made the lay-in for a bit of time. He wants to fire it off. Oh, and Eccles. He extends too far on that one. But has it been done enough? Quickly turned around. Liquid just went out all guns blazing. They rushed in for it after that.
I just barrel forward. The confidence is definitely there. And on the defensive side for Liquid, you don't really want to see that if you're SUMN FC. These guys now starting to play loose, or starting to play more individually, and well, it's working out for them. For SUMN, weaker buy is where we're going to go. You saw some Bulldogs come through, but they eventually decided to go in for Spectres and Stingers with the much weaker weapon on Boaster of a Ghost. A little bit of light armor, and it's a full A rush by the looks of things. They've got a lot of utility when you're playing this with a Viper as well as an Omen. And immediately a smoke into heaven. They're going to just be dashing forward and looking for the close range fight that Eccles is being challenged on. Flash is perfect, but he'll return one of his own. Nobody there to really peek off of it, though, other than himself, who's being pressured out by absolutely every piece of damage-dealing utility in the game. Sulcus comes up to help and try and save the day. Blast pack for a kill. Scream with another, and Sulcus keeps on giving. This is his map right now. He is feeling it.
Absolutely destroyed. And we see a lot of Razors have success on Split, right? Close quarter, those paint shells can deal so much damage. The blast packs can give you just a lot of height needed for the showstoppers where you find players clustered together. There's so much of this maneuverability that can benefit a Raze like this. And right now, Liquid are one round away, Mitch, from getting this locked down. This attacking side from SUMN has been lackluster, to say the least. They've been getting into sites, but then once that initial fight's being taken, Liquid are just overrunning them.
Okay.
That is something they need to find an answer to, and they need to find it quick.
Exactly. There's no time left to posture and to wait. There's 6 rounds in a row needed for SUMN FC to take this without going to another overtime, and they definitely don't want to end up there. One map away from victory. In a best of 5, we could be seeing the final map of Ascent come out in just a few moments. For Team Liquid, the defensive side has seen them play a passive early round and a very aggressive round once they see any sign of life. They are quick to snap back and attack, even though they're on the defensive side. And right now, they're stacking up 3 players towards the A side. A gamble that will pay off by the looks of things. Scream good for one, but he doesn't dash out. He was already around the corner, but this baits out perfectly for Eccles, who only gets one. Hold on, this is winnable for SUMN FC. Mystic with a huge frag on a Link. The A side is theirs. The plant will come through, and Liquid will have to mount another retake, this time with a man disadvantage and 3 ults in the hands of SUMN FC.
Yeah, SUMN have everything they need in a position like this. Liquid, they got their backs up against the wall just in this round. Overall, the grand scheme of things, they're sitting pretty, but it's these rounds that they can pull it out the bag. Would be incredible, would be huge. Mystic looks to potentially drop the ult, but Jackson should be doing the kills. Soulcast now working his way in, but he's been tagged up quite heavily. Just over half health left on him, and he can't find the rest of the players. He switches up guns, but Boaster sideswipes him, puts an end to it. and give Summon the 8th round. 2 alive is good enough, and okay, they committed the Omen ult. It's not the end of the world for it, but Mystic was playing it safe in a round they couldn't afford to lose. Like you mentioned, Mitch, they don't want to be facing off for overtime.
Exactly, they do not. And in that situation, when you have Rolling Thunder and you have Lockdown, I think the teleport is the one that you want to use. For Mystic, it is situational, and that's a situation that gives you an extra angle, maybe some information. There's so much you can do with it to secure a 3 versus 2 that you very well could lose. The other two I would see as overcommitment. Certainly the Lockdown, Rolling Thunder could secure the round straight away as well, but is it worth it? You know, you don't want to spend too much. You don't want to overpay for that round win. Now they come into an 11-8 scoreline. They have got so much to work with. Attacking side ultimate from Viper, if they get site control, that can basically secure them a round off the bat, or at least put the chances massively in their favor. And then obviously the entry capability of a Rolling Thunder and a Lockdown on split are huge. Lockdown or Rolling Thunder deployed towards B pretty much clears the whole site as it is if you sprinkle in a little bit of extra utility like your Raise Grenade. And right now both of those things are very, very possible, and it's Lockdown that's going to start this round off.
The usual spot for Lockdown, and no way for now for Liquid to deal with it. They keep themselves towards the back of the site. But this push is heavily delayed now from Summon. So this could work out quite well. No players being detained, and Soulcast through the smoke manages to get rid of Mystic, and this is huge from him. The ult popped by Soulcast as well. They're pulling it out the back. He's on a tear. He's ripping them down.
Remaining.
This is incredible. Soulcast, a man that was said to be on the bench, well, certainly doesn't deserve to be on one right now. He puts an end to him, and Scream gets the final kill, and a 12th round secured. As Liquid are 1 round away from taking us to Ascent. What on earth was that, Mitch?
It's unbelievable. Sulcas, I said just a couple rounds ago, this is his map. He is feeling it. But now he's just coming out with something to prove, man. 25 kills on the board. Jeez, that's ridiculous. And for a Sova Raze player, I mean, obviously you're not going to play Sova on this map, so he's seconds down to Raze. This is what I want to see when he goes on to that duelist role. Fantastic work being done. And with 4 rounds now between them, that play from Sulcas, that massive round, may well have secured them the victory. Rolling Thunder and Lockdown committed to that from Summon FC. They've got very little to work with. Again, Viper's going to be difficult enough to use because you've got to get her into the position. And Sulcas, he's holding close. He's within one-shot headshot range, or at least he was. But now backing out, leaving Heaven completely, and the timing is working out perfectly for Summon FC, who haven't used a single piece of utility yet. They're sneaking forward, and this sneaky play, I mean, I'd be surprised if Link can even survive this when the flash is popped. They see the nade, the flash doesn't hit him, he has a chance, 1, looking for more, a second, almost a third, with Boaster being on 1 HP, and that's a ridiculous miscalculation by Summon. It cost them the map by the looks of things, 1 misplaced flash, and it all goes to hell.
I need to see that flash again, Mitch. I don't think it was misplaced. I think it was somewhere he was sat. Because he was looking right at the corner of the bit that pokes off the wall. It's 13-8. It was an incredible ending there for Liquid.